Just after finishing the previous recording, I was about to close the hymn manual, and the words of one particular hymn really hit me in my heart. Can I share it with you? I will be with you wherever you go. But first, let us read all the words. I will be with you wherever you may go. Go now throughout the world. I will be with you in all that you say. Go now and spread my word. Come walk with me on stormy waters. Why fear? Reach out and I'll be there. And you, my friend, will you now leave me? Or do you know me as your Lord? Your life will be transformed with power. And if you say, yes, Lord, I love you, then feed my lambs and feed my sheep. I will be with you wherever you go. Go now throughout the world. I will be with you in all that you do and say, go now and spread my word. Those words are so poignant today. What do you feel about these words? Are they saying anything to your heart? Well, let me share with you some thoughts that I'm sensing now. I will be with you wherever you go. No matter how difficult the road to God is, despite the trials, the tribulations, the rejections, God is present. And He invites us to carry on, not to give in to those feelings of despair, but to trust. I will be with you in all that you say. So many people have tried to trip me up and get me to explain why I do what I do, why I live this simple life as a contemplative monastic and not in a traditional monastery, like the life I once lived as a nursing monk in the Catholic Church. I can't answer that. All I know is that the day I was ordained and professed a monk back on the 8th of December 1968, my heart has always belonged to God. And yes, I've stumbled and fallen many, many times. There were times when I even walked away from God. I'd had enough of the fear and the guilt, the dogma and the hellfire and damnation. As a young man, I thought, I can't take more of this. So I pursued with my studies as a nurse and qualified in 75. And ever since, there's always been a longing in my heart for simplicity. And then in 2007, Christ was knocking on my heart and I was afraid. And that was May 2007. I remember it well. I just returned from running a retreat by the Red Sea in Taba, Egypt. And I got this horrendous virus that left me crippled for 6 months, and where I was quite ill and debilitated and relying on other people to help me, which is not me, because I'm quite an independent sort of person. But that was God's plan, to get me to sit down, relax and shut up and listen. But I convinced myself through fear that He wanted me to return to a traditional monastery. And I thought, dear God, I can't cope with that. The loneliness, the fear. Many people who are not monks or monastics have this impression that nuns and monks are extremely happy when they see them all in choir in chapel. Be it from the truth. It wasn't like that for us. It was horrendous. Prisoners have it a lot easier today, as do many monastics today. But on the 7th of December 2007, in prayer, I just surrendered everything to Christ and said, Lord, I will do whatever you want me to do. And he said, I never asked you to leave your home, your friends and family, into a traditional monastery because I knew it would kill you. It would destroy you. I want you to live the monastic life from here. And I could feel the sweat running down me. So I surrendered my heart and my life. And I took the vow of enclosure to lock out the world and its dramas and to try and safeguard some essence of my spiritual journey. And then in 2008, guided to Assisi, to hear the words of Christ and Francis, embrace all faiths. And I thought, well, I've always embraced all faiths. I've always prayed for all faiths. And he said, no, I want you to leave your comfort zone as a Catholic Christian, to step outside, not to abandon your faith, but to become more visible in the world of embracing others and establish the Teo community of interfaith Franciscans. And I thought, dear God, I'm really going to pay the price for this. And I have. From rejection, judgmental attitudes, but thankfully through support I've risen above that. And I keep my focus not on what others say, but on what Christ is saying. And I'm a member of a beautiful community of men and women who live the monastic life from their own home. A life of prayer, a life of joy. And we meet on our live stream channel for morning prayer at 9 each morning, despite the time zones in the world, and for Vespers at 5 o'clock. We have a vigil for peace at 8 o'clock, and then I go live again at 10 o'clock in the evening. And now we've begun a new series on Celtic Franciscan monasticism. But we know in our heart that when we've consolidated more and refined our spiritual teachings and formation, the Franclara Abbey of Peace and Compassion will materialize. That we know now for definite. And that is the process our community are in right now, looking at simplifying a lot of the structures and welcoming brothers and sisters from different beliefs to come and share the richness of their traditions with us. And that when we come into the sanctuary, we will dance together the Canticle of the Creatures, like the Sufis do. For we are the children of God. And the children of God are our brother and sister, members of the mystical heart of God. And you, my friend, will you now leave me? No, I won't. Because my faith and my belief in God is as strong now as it's ever been. And yes, I've been tested with many dark nights of the soul, but I've not relinquished or given up. Yes, there have been times when I wanted to throw the towel in through despair. But the love of God prevails. And thank God for the prayer life of our community. It says your life will be transformed with power. It has. Not my power, with God's power. Because like St. Paul said, when I'm weak, I'm strong. And though I live now with bipolar and a chronic degeneration of my spine from many, many years of heavy lifting as a nurse, in my weakness I am strong. When I get those days where I have no interest, no energy, I just surrender my helplessness to God. And somehow you feel the power of God. And we feel it because we're living truly in His name. And if you say, yes, Lord, I love you, then feed my lambs and feed my sheep. That is true for us as brothers and sisters of the Fourth Order of Franciscans. We were called by God to embrace this life. And we are nurtured by the same God to continue with this life, where we are all equal in the eyes of God, where we're here not to convert, to coerce, or to compromise another's belief, but to enhance it through our hospitality, our love, and become ambassadors of joy. As St. Benedict once said to his novices, a spoonful of honey attracts more flies than a barrel of vinegar. And Francis is known for saying, we shouldn't have smug or sour faces. We're called to be ambassadors of love. And throughout the scriptures, the sacred texts of the Old and New Testament, we are affirmed that we are loved. But yet I meet so many, and I've befriended so many and supported so many who are locked in this mindset of fear. But what I say to them, and I share it with you, if anything ails you, troubles you, it may be an illness, it may be your gender orientation, it may be something you've done in the past and you find it difficult to forgive yourself. Name it, shame it, bless it, release it to God. And then give gratitude to God for releasing that issue or issues from your being. Let us be still now. Let us come into the presence of the cosmic Christ. Let us take off our shoes and place our bare feet on the sacred earth. Let us use our gift of free will and say, Father, Mother God, I use my gift of free will given by you, and I call you to come and teach me. Show me the way so that I may walk and follow you. And as you sit quietly in your prayer corner or in your garden, you become aware of the stillness, the quiet, the love. And all around you, you sense the peace of God. With each in-breath that you breathe, you are breathing in the very breath of the Spirit of God. And it leaves you feeling at peace in your heart. Be still. Be still and know that God is indeed with you. That it is not God who abandons us. It is we who abandon God. Maybe through fear or stubbornness, maybe ego, maybe procrastination. Whatever it is that has alienated us from the heart of a loving God, let us surrender it now. Let us ask God's forgiveness and come as a unique child of God, And now sense the Christ place his hands at the top of your head and feel the love flowing from those hands down throughout your entire being. And he places his hands over your ears. And he now kisses you on your crown chakra at the top of your head. And he says, "Go in my name, so that others will know that I live. Go in my name as an ambassador of joy. Embrace all that you are as a beautiful child of God." And this leaves you totally at one within your higher self. And now embrace the peace of the cosmic Christ who loves you. I will be with you wherever you go. Go now throughout the world. I will be with you in all that you say. Go now and spread my word. If you are interested in becoming a member of our community, currently a cyber community, contact me, Brother Sean at btinternet.com. Sean spelled S-E-A-N, all lowercase. God be with you, and may the love of God enfold you, empower you, take back your power, and surrender to your God. Peace, shalom, accept